In this video, I'm going to show you a handy tool to test the mail setup of your Joomla site. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 140 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Yes, 140. Thank you everybody for your support of the channel. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Ring the bell to get notifications of new live streams and things happening here on the channel. And if you're not sure about subscribing, just watch a few. And if they're helpful, then subscribe. Only if they give you value or if you want to make me happy. All right, let's turn our attention to the screen here. All right, and if you're watching live, don't forget to say hi in chat. Let me just find that window right there. Okay, head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Enter the monthly giveaway for some great Joomla prizes. All you have to do is subscribe to the newsletter, which, if you're on the newsletter, you know, hardly ever goes out. All right, so check out this website here, mailtester.com. And I want to give a shout out to Ivor, who in our Just Because Zoom call last week shared this site. I think maybe I'd seen it before, but forgotten about. But here is a great site that you can send an email to, and you can see the score of your email, and if there's anything you need to change in your setup. Now, I have a bunch of tutorials here on the channel about setting up your email for deliverability in Joomla. But I just want to say that this test is not just for you to send an email from, say, your Gmail account or from an email account that's set up with your domain. It's actually also a great tool that you can use for testing a registration system on your Joomla site, and that's actually what Ivor had us doing. So all you need to do basically is this: go to mailtester.com and you'll be created a one-time email address that you can use as a sender. Just copy that, and then what you're going to do is you will go into your let's say go to your registration program to sign up for something. In fact, let's just create a profile on a site. Let's do that. Let's go to cybersalt.org. All right, this is one of my sites. Oops, if I type it properly, it will come up. CYBER. All right. And here we go. There should be an ad at the top of the screen that is showing how to sign in. Let's see. I may have turned that off during a live stream last week. It looks like I did. All right, no worries. Let's create a user profile. And there we go. Let's user profile, login. There we go. Don't have an account. Let's create one right here. Now, so I'm going to create a name here, Tim Testing. And for the username, we'll just Tim Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I've used that before. And for the password, I'm going to create just a password right now. All right, and create that. And there we go. And I'm going to subscribe to my newsletter. Now, for my email address, I'm going to use this one from mailtester.com. All right. And I'm going to, oh my goodness, I have a lot of stuff on here. User details. I need to fix this. Tim Davis, what's required? Oh my goodness. This is too much information. All right, let's just fill this in. I did not realize this was going on my on registering on my site. That's because I use Community Builder and I don't need all that information. Let's just to keep this consistent here. We'll go to Canada, blah 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 blah. Go to British Columbia, and now we will register. And I'll fix that later. Now your account has been created. We've sent an activation link to your email address. Now I'm not going to get that, but what I am going to do is go back to emailtester.com, and now I'm going to check my score. And what emailtester.com is going to look at that welcome message from my site, and it's going to tell me what kind of score it gave. Now, so we can click the message here from Cybersalt, support at cybersalt.org. It came from, yes, the text version. There you go. Hello, Tim Testing. Thank you for registering. Blah, 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 blah. Here's your username. The source. All right. This shows everything from the email received. Spam Assassin likes you. You're not fully authenticated. So let's just check. There's a recommendation in here maybe. Oh, I don't have a DMARC record. Okay, well, I better set that up. And my reverse DNS does not match my sending domain. All right, I'll check into that. And there's a few things. And my message could be improved. Well, what does it say here? Your message does not... How could it change? No, it doesn't look like it has any advice. Now, you might find some lower scores on your email. So, for instance, if your welcome message is just very plain, like, hello, here's your new account, click this link, you probably would score a lot lower. You might want to change the email that is sent out when someone creates a new profile and add a lot more text to it. Maybe a description about your site. Maybe talk about things that they can do if it's too short. And you could edit that in your Joomla site. So basically, there you go. That's what I wanted to show you today. Use mailtester.com to check out the different email systems and that your site is sending, and people register, or you could do a test purchase on a shopping cart. There's a whole bunch of things that you could do. So that's a great tool, and because when you're sending out emails, you want them to be delivered. Many times you'll see an email that when you've signed up for an account that says, "Oh, we've sent you a confirmation email. Check the spam folder if you don't see it right away." Or what you can do is change your emails so that they're set up properly so they go to a spam folder less often. So check that out. Test some systems on your email sites and make the changes where you need. You might not always score 10 out of 10. I'm happy that I did there. I do a lot of work trying to get my emails delivered, especially for the newsletters that I have. I send out thousands to people who have subscribed. So this is a great thing to have on your radar. That's the topic for today. We'll stick around and chat afterwards if anyone's interested in that. But if that's what you're here for, that's what you were here for. Thank you for your watching. Thanks for your support of this channel. And like I said, if this was helpful and I earned a subscription, please do subscribe. Ring the bell to get notifications, new things happening on the live stream. And that will take care of that. All right, until the next time, if you're leaving, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. And hello to anybody and everybody who has stuck around for a little bit of chat. I hope that you're having a good Monday there. Let me just switch here. Pop over into chat here. Hello, Ivor. Hello, John. Good to see you guys today. You guys have already burned through your Monday. Yes. Now, Ivor has another link for us to check out. All right. Here we go. Ivor finds really eclectic links. All right. It's another email link here. The complete IP check for sending mail servers. Check your current IP address. Oh, look at that. See, I've got an IPv6 right now. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, this is great for checking Blacklist. Test by sending an email. Okay, yeah, another test there. Cool. Let's put, here's something I was wondering about. Some of my tests last night. This didn't work so great. Basicjoomla.com. Let's see. It's not blacklisted. It's all nice and green. That's good. I like to use MX Toolbox for testing things. It's got a bunch of stuff. Also, when I've signed in, it gives me a little bit of access to reports. Let's check that out too. MXToolbox.com. All right. There we go. We go basic Joomla.com. And there we go. It's found a DMARC. It's all set up. Great. Find problems. I don't think there are any problems. Let's see. Maybe this is a bigger test here. It's looking a lot of things. External. Okay, so here we go. External domains in your DMARC are not given permission for reports to be sent to them. Reverse DNS is not a valid host name. Reverse DNS does not match the SMTP banner. So I need to check into that. You know, it's so much easier to just have one IP per domain that you're using. That is nice. This one it's shared with a bunch of things. And I've sometimes struggled trying to get the server set up properly for the email deliverability. In fact, in which case, let me just show you this. Oh, I don't even have my site showing to you here. Right, computer screen. There we go. The site that Ivor was just showing us is this one here. And let me bring this back here. Okay. That has more checks. This has more checks. Ivor, you think that has more checks than MX Toolbox? Certainly it's got a lot here. What else? Okay, let's check some other things. Who is lookup? Oh, it's nice that who is there. Should probably have my name come up there. Okay. And it shows name servers. Yeah. It is handy having who is there. Test by sending an email. Do even more by checks by sending email. All right. Just press send button to receive an email address. Okay. What email address are they going to send it to? Oh, send an email to this one here. All right. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do this then? Let's go to basicjoomla.com. Basicjoomla.com. And let's go to, let's sign up for the newsletter. Newsletter. Uh-oh. Wah, wah. What have I done now? This is probably because I was working on here, right? Oh, this happened oh, yes. There's something missing in my ACY mailing install. I ran into this last night. Something went south on the table that I'm using in there. All right. I can't fix that right now because going into ACY mailing will show people's email addresses. I think I need to reinstall basic. I need to reinstall ACY mailing. I better make a note of that for after the stream. Okay. That's sort of a new thing here. All right. We will see. We'll have to see it. I think it works in the back end, but all right. Well, let's just do it somewhere else. Let's try cybersalt.com. Can you register on cybersalt.com anywhere? I don't think so. We'll do the .org thing again. Okay. Okay, let's see. We'll go to, we'll go log in. We'll go to don't have an account. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to fill in this whole thing again. Tim, another test. Matter. Yepper depper. Let's sign up to this here. Control V, Control V. CAPTCHA. Oh boy. Good that I do these live streams so I can see what I've broken on my sites. All right, and that's register. Okay, let's go back here and reload this page. Reload it until the email has been parsed. Okay. There we go. Oh my goodness. Testing on a lot of blacklists. Great. Now there you go. The hello string basic joomla.com doesn't match one of the names in the RDNS from connecting IP, the reverse DNS. Yes. All right. Anticaptcha.net failed. Failed. A couple things to check there. Let's see. And also surrogate reputation. Oh. Problem with the name, sir. All right. Sender score, reputation list, 99. Oh, this does have a lot of nice checks on here. Okay. Lots of things. All right, well, let's go up this first red line and check out what this is here. We'll do this one here. Anticaptcha.net. Anticaptcha.net. Okay. What do they do? Security audit and access control testing. News, list and delist. Check an IP. All right, let's see. What's the IP here? Copy that. There's so many companies now that have their own stuff. Cisco has one that I had a client end up getting checked. See, this is not, oh, that domain is not listed. All right, so maybe this is a problem with their scanning. All right, let's open up this one. DNS real-time black hole list. Black hole. Yeah, and there's so what I like. You're right, Ivor. There's so many. So if I'm doing well on most, especially the big ones, and then that's why I like MX Toolbox, because when you do a check on MX Toolbox, they give you a lot of the big ones. They don't give you necessarily every single one that they can find. Here's other domains that are actually using my IP, basic Joomla, cybersalt.org, 88 keys. What did we just... Okay, so this server is down for DNS RBL. That's why I got that message. So maybe same thing with Suregate. Open a new tab. There's an interesting graphic. Komodo.com. Okay. So that's a little slow. Coming up. All right. So that's why we got those gray lists there. Lots there that's nice and green though. Happy about that. Spam eating monkey. I actually just bought something. I caught a deal right at the end on AppSumo, and it is for checking email addresses. So it's a tool that you can upload an entire list of email addresses to, and you can look to see which ones actually don't exist. And then you could go and remove them. So that's going to be handy for me to use for my clients who have a long list of, particularly one that I have in mind, who has a forum that's had a lot of bots sign up, but it's a very active forum, so it's lots of real people. I'd like to look at that list and see which addresses don't exist, aren't like, send out a call and come back and say, no, this email address doesn't exist, because then they could just be manually removed. If we send a newsletter out to that whole list and we get a ton of bounces back, it's going to destroy the reputation of the IP. And a lot of them are probably fake Gmail accounts. So I'd much rather clean up the list before we do a mailing. And so that's why I bought that tool. So I tested it on my basic Joomla tutorials newsletter list and noticed that it caught some addresses that were real and said that has some feedback about them. I think it was server setup or whatever. So I may only use a thin segment, but still, if it finds a couple of thousand email addresses from these bots that attacked, that will be very good. I'll be very happy about that. So, all right, this hello string. Let's check this out here. The hello doesn't match the name of the. Let's check that out. Hello. 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 Is it me you're looking for? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hello. Resolve. Is that ST? The hello string. How to correctly configure. Let's see what this video. What do these people say about that? If your mail server's host name is mail.example.com, then your reverse DNS, MX record, hello, and SMTP greeting banners should all be mail.example.com as well. That server, however, could be providing service for example.com, joel'sexample.com, and marysexample.com without any problems. Some other things to consider would be publishing an SPF record in the DNS for the domain name you use to send mail to identify the IP space you send from. Some large providers look for this and give priority mail coming from an SPF-enabled domain. Yeah, I think the hello issue is just that. Because this is a shared IP, the hello says, hello, hello, basic Joomla. We talked about this on Thursday. If I use an example, so in that call, Ivor was in that call, and Bjorn was in that call, and Alexandra Elise was in that call. So if I say to Ivor, if I say to Alexandra, I'm going to give you a call, and then I go to Bjorn's house, and I call from Bjorn's house, and Alexandra sees the call, answers it, and says, oh, it's Bjorn, and I say, hello, it's Tim Davis calling. He could say, well, no, this is a call from Bjorn's house. This is not you calling from your house. And so there would be some suspicion there. You'd have to do some other proof. No, it's me. I'm just at Bjorn's house. So I think what happens with the hello string is that my basicjoomla.com sends out from an IP that has reverse DNS set up for a different domain. I actually think the different domain is my wife's 88keysbythesea.com domain. And then when it sees the mix match, it doesn't like that and it fails. But as we'll see, the other hello test here, the hello string basicjoomla.com is a valid host or domain name. The IP address for basicjoomla.com is correct. And at least one IP address of the DNS lookup for basicjoomla.com matches the connecting IP. So we've got that. It's just this hello string. And that's the thing that's not ideal there. Oh, and Ivor's got another link there. All right, so www.debouncer.com. All right, let's go to that. Okay, look, I'm testing basicjoomla.com. I think this is going to come up with 88 keys by the C. Yes. Generic PTR record. Test result 88 keys by C.com. Not looks like generic. Don't know what that means, but forward confirmed reverse DNS is when an IP address has forward and reverse DNS entries that match each other for those verifications. All right, yeah, those verifications. A record matches the original. Then for forward. The forward confirm reverse DNS verification. First, the reverse DNS lookup is done to get a list of PTR. Then, for each domain name mentioned in the PTR records, a regular DNS lookup is done to see if any of the A records match the original IP address. If there's a forward DNS lookup that confirms one of the names given by the reverse DNS lookup, then the FCR DNS check passes. Okay. So that's what's happening here. Forward, okay, this FCR DNS test. So it did look and it saw there's a match 88 keys by the C, but there's also an A record. Well, there's an A record for 88 keys by the C, but there's also an IP address for basic Joomla, and I'm sure I have an A record in there too, but sender. The sender address, support@cybersalt.org, is a valid address. That's the one coming, yeah. MX, for sender domain, cybersalt.org, yeah. So it's basically opposite if looking up for a domain. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you, some of this stuff is still mysterious to me. But fortunately, there's enough buttons for me to click and see panel to get things set up really well. And it says the results here blacklisted on 1. What's this in DNSBL blacklist test summary? It's black. I wonder, is there a black line down here? No, there it is there. Spam grouper net block list. Let's check that out. See what their problem is. Gobbling up spam from servers sending spam. We are Aaron.right to find networks associated IP addressing spam. Net block list. Do not use this list unless you take full responsibility for results. We do not block any emails. We only deal in IP addresses. If you would like to use this list, please send a request to the instructions from you have to look up the list owner, your ISP host. All right, so no one is able to follow simple instructions, and this has made us block using the RBL list to stop the overwhelming waste of resources. This will slow down the non-owner requests. Normal response is about 30 days due to limited staff. If you do not get a response, then your request did not follow the instructions or your IP address of history spamming or supporting spammers and was deleted. We still get lots of requests that do not follow instructions. Please no whiners or complainers. Sounds to me like you guys are whiners and complainers too. Because you're whining about people up here. All right, so I would say based on this website, they don't even have a secure certificate. Their connection's not secure. Oh my goodness. All right, so here's a case where I'm not really going to worry about these guys. because they're only going to be able to keep this up for so long until they collapse. I wonder what's not secure. More information. Let's look over here on this screen. The website spamgrouper.to does not support encryption for the page you're reviewing. Information sent over the internet without encryption can be seen by others while in transit. Well, I don't want to be too hard on them because this is probably somebody's dream, somebody's idea. But you might... maybe they've been around for a little while. Let's go here. Let's check these people out. Let's go back here. Home. Let's put their domain in. Do our test there, and let's do this. TOTLD. The TOTLD is the Kingdom of Tonga, which is although it shows a picture of Toronto. When you in Toronto, in Ontario or in Canada, you get, TO. We've referred to. There's some cultural there's some areas where you just talk about Toronto. You know, I gotta go down to TO. Used to another thing for Toronto is the Big Smoke. They used to call it the Big Smoke in Ontario. I gotta go down to the Big Smoke because it was probably the smokiest city in Ontario. But they are in Tonga. Well, they're not necessarily in Tonga. All right, let's see. How do they do? Neutral list. But let's go look up at their who is. Yeah, all they are. Their who is shows up. 2 name servers. Interesting. I wonder if that's. Let's do this. Whois.com. See what whois.com comes up with. No, yeah, that's pretty good for them. All they get is this very, very plain listing. Interesting. Alrighty. Well, let's view the page source here. All right. Well, they are what they are. Who knows? Now, one of the ways that you can end up on a blacklist without even sending spam, or one of the ways that you can look like a spammer is you can, if someone signs up with one of those addresses, like a bot creates an account on your website, when you send out the new membership information or whatever to that effect, you can when there are some spam traps that are certain email addresses, and so if you send to them, the only reason that you would send to them is if you're sending out spam, but perhaps somebody has used that address in a bot, and therefore that's why your site sent to that address, and then therefore it comes up and they say, oh, you sent to this email address, this is a spam trap. You didn't send spam, you just sent an email. And that's why with email you want to really have things tied down or buttoned up with your reCAPTCHA and fighting off bots. Because if you have a lot of bots that are using fake Gmail accounts, and they're registering profiles, and you send out a confirmation, or your contact form is sending out a submission, like it's sending back its own when when you check the box that says send me a copy of my message, if the bot is checking that, then you're sending a copy of the message to Gmail, and it says, oh no, you end up with just a high number of bounce emails sent to Gmail, and then Gmail says, oh, we don't like your IP because you're sending a ton of stuff, and it can wreck your sender score at senderscore.org, or is it dark.com. And so it's really important to have that stuff under control, because you can end up looking, quote unquote, like a spammer. Maybe that would be where the quote should be. Even though you're not sending out spam, but the bots are generating so much through false emails. Or they may have inserted a PHP mail script into your site. And that's another possibility too. If your site gets hacked, well, then tons of mail gets sent out. I have a client recently who has a contact form in Joomla, and I noticed when I was looking at the stats on my server that there's these funny peaks and drops in the mail queue. So I looked, and what was happening is that their contact form again is being abused by spammers, or by bots, and it was creating problems. And I've talked to that client before. So what I did was I moved them to their own IP, just to protect the reputation of the main IP that they were on, sharing with others. Ideally, it would be nice if if every domain had its own IP. That's a ridiculous number of numbers. And so they're running out of IP version 4 numbers because of so many different domains. And those are the numbers that have the 4 triplets. Or is it 3? 192. We can just check that here. It's 3. 4, yeah. The 4 triplets. Number, dot, number, dot, and so on in an IP. But there's IPv6, which is a lot bigger, uses numbers and letters, and there's going to be tons of them. So, but that needs to be adopted by a lot of other systems and servers and be set up and become more mainstream. And so therefore, we won't see domains each having their own IP for a while. And of course, also there's a cost to that. So to have a unique IP with me, if you're hosting with me, I charge $2 US a month. $2 a month. Yeah, I charge $2 a month. And because I pay my servers in the States. $2 a month. And a lot of people don't want to pay that extra $2, even though, a lot of people just don't want to pay a little bit of extra money for better hosting either. So that's kind of where that is at with many people. But by far, much nicer just have your own IP. Yeah, $2 a month I think that is cheap, Ivor. And I make a little bit of money on it, but I also... maybe at some point down the road, I'll charge a little bit more. I don't know, but it's just something. And again, that's something I try to wrap into my management packages, trying to steer people towards those. Anyways, well, good fun. Good fun at that. It's a long weekend here in Canada. It's the May long weekend, Victoria Day, which is a big deal here in Victoria. Although with the pandemic, having been home for, 6 or 7 or 8 or 100 weeks, doesn't really, all the days are running together here. So it doesn't really seem like, I could take the day off. And, but man, it seems like I've had so many days off, although I've been working on those as well. So we'll see. But I think that will probably wrap things up for today, because I'm all out of things to talk about. So if there's nothing else there, then on Watch Me Work live stream this Wednesday, I figured out why things failed with me trying to embed or display a module position in Joomla component. Remember, I'd selected if you were watching, I selected a module that was a custom CSS module. It turns out that I had actually selected a mod underscore banners module, and that's what was breaking. The other one would work. I checked with Peter Van Westen because I was using modules anywhere, and we thought it's not worth fixing because of mod banners. Hardly anyone ever uses it. And of course, at this point, we're in Joomla 3. We hope that 4 is coming out soon, so we just do nothing. And then I'm going to do that live stream again. But then I just got a message from Peter this morning saying that others are having problems with modules anywhere. So I'm going to give him access to my problem site with that. And then see what's there. Anyway, so Wednesday, I am going to do that again. It's going to be very concise. I'm going to take a different approach too, because I thought that I would do the watch me work, which was sort of a leading through more of the discovery process. But then I realized afterwards, I have people come onto the site just to show how to do something, and this is a longer than just what you do on a Maintenance Monday. So therefore, I would, I think I'd just do it more of a laid out teaching, step by step, showing how to do it, and that will be a lot better. All right, Mary, you use banners. Use the banner module. All right. So, and again, the problem is only using modules anywhere, and who knows what it was. Anyways, thankfully, Peter's going to look into it, and you will still be, and they must be working for you anyways, so that's good. Anyway, so that will be Wednesday. We'll take another run at that. The nice thing for me is I already have a topic for Wednesday, and actually the live stream is already set up for you to set a reminder on the channel to watch that, and that means I have the thumbnail set up as well. Everything's set up, so that's a nice treat for me. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope that the rest of your evening goes well, or afternoon, or morning. And for those of you who are sleeping already and or watch this on replay, I hope you're having a nice rest. Until the next time, Lord willing, on Wednesday, watch me work live stream. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.